I don't like gravy. Hey everybody, it's me, Miss Cracker, dressed literally in a blue hydrangea, and you are watching High Tea, the review show that talks about everything that has to do with RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Today, I have two very special guests with me. I have Julie Klausner, who is the creator of Difficult People, just like my mother is, and Philip Henry, who is an internet dynamo. You must see what he does on Twitter, because it makes me laugh every day. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having us. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
So fun.
Now today is a very special day. I want to dive right in because this is one of my favorite episodes of any season. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, Blue Hydrangea is gone to begin with. What do you guys think about her departure?
I think she was robbed with that eyeball outfit. I thought that was outstanding. And Mary Berry, I didn't think she got the credit that she deserved for that.
It was actually like one of the best Snatch Game performances there's been.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought Blue Hydrangea got passed over a number of times, and I actually got to see her in person in the UK when I was over there. She was wearing that eyeball outfit.
Ugh.
And I have to tell you, from head to toe, in person, it was 100% stunning. So here's to you, Blue Hydrangea, everybody, and just a little quick toast. We appreciate her and her ARF. Here we are, the illustrious top 4, okay? All of the girls have multiple wins except for Cheryl. Vivian and Baga have 3 wins, and Davina has 2, and then, of course, we have Cheryl with 0.
Cheryl has the amount of wins that is her last name.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, just one little hole.
I think people have pulled weird things out at the end, but Cheryl has served her purpose, I think. I'm like, you know what, you're great, you're fun. I'd love to see you, but you know, she didn't have a winner on her for me.
Philip Henry has dismissed you from class.
I was just like, you know, this was great. She was super entertaining. I think there's a reason she's around, but she hasn't like pulled it out yet. You know, who knows?
Well, I've pulled all kinds of things out of my hole.
Yeah,
So anything is possible.
Oh, you guys are very harsh.
Okay, that came off like shadier. Like, I actually really like Cheryl.
Sometimes when a hole gets too stretched out,
Yeah.
It
it's
needs a
worthless.
break. You have to like.
And you have to move on to a smaller one.
So, as I said, this.
Wow.
I'm very excited.
Spilling
Very
tea.
excited. The mini challenge for this episode is one of my favorites as well. We have the puppet mini challenge.
The puppet challenge is always a good one, mainly because it's just like seeing all the girls say the things they really feel about each other while like fisting one another at the same time.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
2 of my favorite things.
Yes.
It's a family pastime.
Yeah, it's just like, it was a really great one. And for me, I think my favorite was Bag of Chips, just because we were laughing the hardest, and it was the easiest laughter with Baga.
Yeah.
Bag of chips could be funny to people who don't speak English, animals, babies.
Yeah.
She's just funny. It's like breathing oxygen.
Yeah, so she's funny to all my favorite people to work
Yeah.
with. However, the winner is Davina, which means nothing, because we're about to go into the best challenge of the entire season. Everybody, it is time for the transformation, the makeover challenge. The girls are going to get together with their favorite lady, their mother, their sister, and make them over. This is what I thought right away. I was like, oh my God, Cheryl Hole may have her win because of her sister.
She's a full face. Like, all she
Yeah.
was missing was like a venti cold brew, like the size of her head.
And
I
Uggs.
was like, and I was like, I know who you are. I know
Yeah.
this girl. I like this girl. I really thought like
Yeah.
this is a win for Cheryl.
That girl was gorgeous, and possibly the first person in Makeover Drag Race history who had to take it down in order to win the challenge.
I know.
Yeah.
I like feel the like dread she got in the email when they were like, you have to show up to the workroom without makeup.
Yeah.
And Gina was like, I'm sorry, what?
She's like, so just liner, lips,
Just-
blush, and foundation and
Yeah,
concealer?
Exactly. She's like, so no shine kit. That's
Yeah,
what we're
that's
saying
what you're
here.
saying,
Yeah.
yeah.
Same. On the other end of, let's say, the spectrum, we have Bag of Chips and her mother.
I mean, she clearly has a complicated relationship with her mom, and it must have been really challenging to have your mom show up and have to deal with the surprise of her being there, plus band together, you know, go right into it. Bag had never done anyone else's makeup before, and some people don't have uncomplicated relationships with their mothers.
Let me tell you this, it made me look forward to the holiday season. But having said that, my children, I remember from having done the Makeover Challenge, there's actually, I think, 2 things that you need. First of all, you need experience painting other people's faces because it is the exact opposite of what you do all the time. And then the other thing is being able to make someone feel happy and comfortable.
Yeah.
All right, enough of this. Bum, 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 bum. It is time for the runway. First of all, let's talk about Davina DeCampo. What did you guys think?
Yeah. Gorgeous job. She and her sister are adorable together. They are in synchronicity. It was sort of everything that challenge, I think, was intended to be.
Yeah.
I think that Davina had fun with it. That's like the, I like, you could see through the dress for me, so it kind of threw me a little bit, and that I think was the weird thing, but they like really had a good time. The family resemblance was there. It was super fun. I really liked it. I just thought like the dress for me was like, you know, as far as like, the girls do like reveals and stuff all the time. This was just like a little.
This was like a half reveal.
Yeah.
My thing that I got though was the big hair.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that they looked like dolls with that massive fluffy hair. It gave me my big hair moment that I have a drag boner for, if you will. Next up, we have Bag of Crisps. What did we think about this Nightmare Before Christmas?
Sack of potatoes.
Yes.
I mean, there was Morticia. Her bobby pins were still in. They said Sharpie, but Sharpie, you need like a, you know, a non-shaky hand. I mean, oh my gosh, that makeup was. It was what it was. I mean, Baga, whenever she evokes Liza, I'm happy. But she did Liza Morticia. but like math teacher dressing up as Morticia for Halloween.
Shut up!
I would watch that Liza Morticia like studio like below 54 show, like for sure. I would absolutely watch that show. It'd be great.
Which brings us to the hole that cannot be filled, Cheryl Hole and Sissy Hole. What do we think about this? I personally enjoyed it.
Well, we always like to say 2 holes are better than 1.
Yes, very nice, yes.
It's certainly a more clickable category.
Yes.
They filled that for me. They were good. I think like both of them were very open. Sissy Hole, which is like my favorite kind of hole, much better than Mask Hole for sure. They were fun. I knew that they were everything Michelle was gonna hate, you know? Like they did everything that she's not gonna like, but
they weren't giving avant-garde, you know.
It wasn't fashion.
It was a little bit mainstream for the judges.
So last but certainly not least, we have Vivian and her mother.
The Vivian and the mother. The mother, the Vivian, and the Holy Ghost.
And the wardrobe.
We had a little bit of a gay gardens moment going on here. This is what got me, is the center part with the like Baroque sort of.
Yes, and then the like random jewel in the middle of that center part too.
Yeah.
The 2 just didn't go together. She was like in a fancy bathrobe, just answering the door for the delivery guy, which is every night for me.
Yeah, so you have nothing against it. It's very you, but it just wasn't right for the runway.
It's homey. She looks like a witch in an ABC Family pilot, you know?
So, having said that, it's really interesting when you are doing this challenge because, at least on my season, we didn't get to see what the other girls did. So it's like, the question is, do you make Ru feel the fantasy? Because we can sit here and add up where the center part was or who looked like Morticia and who is having a good time in your mind, but it's something, you have to spark like that fantasy for Ru and Michelle and the guests, and so that's what we're about to find out. Silence! The judges have to deliver their verdict, and of course, the winner this week is Michaela Cole. Can we talk about our guest judge really quick? Reactions.
I'd rather not because she's so gorgeous. I'm gonna be sick.
I know.
It was insane. pain.
I can't even look directly at her, and yes, I feel terrible about myself.
The jewelry, the hair, everything was perfect.
She had a whole layer of like gold shine everywhere. She had
Perfect
abs
body.
up to the titties. Yeah, she was beautiful. Anyway, but in all seriousness, the winner of the challenge this week was Davina DeCampo. And damn it, she really deserved it. And it put her up in the club of 3, where she has 3 badges, just like her fellow contestants.
I love how they wear them like they're in the goddamn Navy.
All 3, like across their chests. I'm like, great.
Girl.
A literal badge of honor.
And of course, where there is a top, there must be at least one bottom.
If you're clicking on the right category.
Exactly. And the bottom is Bagga and Cheryl Hole. And we have an iconic song, Amy Winehouse's Tears Dry on Their Own. And that is a character that Bagga played on the runway earlier in the season. So how do we feel about this lip sync? I was transported, just because that's my lady.
I loved it. I stand Bag of Chips. She was dressed for it. It was just perfect.
Not just a lip sync, but she really put her pain into that. While Cheryl was, you know, giving poses and body, I mean, Bagga's face had so much emotion to it, and it was really compelling to watch.
Cheryl just like, I don't think knew what to do with that song. She just seems like, she's like, I only lip sync to Girls Aloud.
Yeah.
It's like her whole,
It's
she's like,
what
never
I
lip sync to
do.
another song.
It's
what I
do.
do.
So it is time for Cheryl Hole to sashay away and go back to Essex, where I don't know if you know, that's where she's from. I think that Cheryl brought so much energy to this, and I say it every week, and I really do mean it. Like, she had a lot of challenges that could have been discouraging to her, but she brought the same energy every week, and she was like unflappable, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, I loved her. She really did. She was really excited, and you could tell like she really tried every week. Like she was definitely in it to win it, and she was having fun. She definitely seemed like the one who was having like the most fun with the show.
I also love an unflappable hole. I really like Cheryl. I thought she was so cool. I really loved her in that girl group challenge. She was killing it. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think she has a very bright future.
She does have a bright future.
She does.
Now that we've said goodbye to Cheryl Hole, I suppose that's all we can say for the wait! We have one more thing to do. We're gonna do our little weekly segment, which we call The Queen's English. And today, our word is cowbag.
Cowbag.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yes,
Yes.
what does that mean to you emotionally?
I mean, it's a lady, right? It's just it's a hag, right? It rhymes with sow and hag. What else do you need to know?
Yeah.
It's a funny thing to call a woman. You know, at a certain point, you're done with the B word. I mean, I'll never be done with the C word.
Right.
It's fun to refer to women as farm animals. There's a lot of farming in England, as far as I know, and there's more sheep than cows, so maybe it's a compliment.
You are a rare farm animal, my dear.
You really are.
Who do you think is going to take home the, well, I don't know if they can afford a crown at BBC, but
No.
take home
They're gonna borrow the queen's
She's
crown
gonna
when
get a
she's
bigger
not
badge.
looking.
It's gonna be a shield.
the Hope Zirconia.
Well, I hope it's Bagga, but I think it'll be Davina.
Yeah.
Bagga is one of my favorite drag queen contestants since Ms. Cracker, if I may. She's
you.
so funny and iconic, and I'm a big fan.
I'm hoping for Bagga, same. I love Bagga, but I think that they have this love affair with the Vivian, if
Yeah.
we're being honest.
For me, I am a DDC fan all the way, Davina DeCampo. I love her so
She's so
much.
cool.
Yeah.
She's really cool.
But I have to agree with you. It is the Vivian who
Yeah,
stands to
it's
take.
hers to lose.
Yeah, it is hers to lose. Now, before we go, I want to ask you guys real quick, where can people find you, follow you, support you, all of that?
I'm on Twitter, Julie Klausner, and you can watch all of Difficult People on Hulu.
Perfect. And how about you, my love?
You can also find me on Twitter at Major Celebrity.
But enough of these two. I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to tweet at and towards me at LogoTV, and remember to use the hashtag DragRaceUK. Now you can see Drag Race UK every Friday at 8/7 Central on Logo. And then right after, come hang out with me. You can see High Tea with Miss Cracker on logotv.com and also on Logo's YouTube. Don't go away, keep me company. You're never cool. All right, let's have some more tea.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.